What's up, everybody? It is yet again another Transformers Slag podcast Saturday night main event. We're here to hang out, recap the news, talk Transformers. Once again, this is the mug that you have to listen to Monday to Friday. I apologize. This is the best my mom could do. How we all doing? My name is Proto Man, and this is the chillin' that we're going to be doing with the villains today. I see we got Aaron Archer and a few other cool people in the chat today to hang out. So we're going to jump into the news. Got quite a few things that dropped over the weekend and the weekdays, actually, too. And we're just going to kind of do some housekeeping because some new information did surface on a lot of the news that we got recently. And let's do that, shall we? And then we'll just take some super chats, relax the rest of the evening together. Shall we? So, first things first, and it was the sexy news on Valentine's Day. Bam. So, there is a line that's called the Bishoujo series, and they've had a relationship with Hasbro for quite a while now. This is the company of Kotobukiya, and they're mostly known for their model kits. They made some fantastic Mega Man model kits. Probably the best Proto Man model kit that has ever been made, or Proto Man figure that has ever been made, has been done by Kotobukiya. And on top of doing model kits, and they've done some stuff with Transformers in the past, they did the D-Style Transformer model kits back in 2015. They did a collaboration with Hasbro back in 2019 for both the G.I. Joe brand and the My Little Pony brand. And this was to pretty much be a supplement adding on top of what is going on with their already Bishoujo line. And what the Bishoujo line is, if it's not apparent to you just from this image alone, it was a line that was created again in 2014. It's a 1x7 scale kind of statue thing in PVC with a little bit of ABS plastic in certain areas. About 9 to 8 inches giggity. The average figure is, or statuette. Some of them it has a stand that it might be standing on, might be a little taller. They range between $100 to $150, and they're all designed by Shunya Yamashita, who worked on the anime series Dai Shogun, and due to his success with the Bishoujo line, pretty much exclusively just does that now because it just prints money. And again, in 2019, Hasbro decided to do Bishoujo series stuff with both their G.I. Joe and their My Little Pony line. And on the left, you have My Little Pony. On the right, you have the G.I. Joe stuff. And on the really far right, you have what's going to be coming soon in 2022. And that stuff printed money. Specifically, especially the My Little Pony stuff. Since its debut in 2019, every second month there was a new My Little Pony Bishoujo, and it was selling like crazy. And the G.I. Joe line, G.I. Joe, in its weird ambiguity that it still is existing in right now in terms of where it is in pop culture, still the Bishoujo G.I. Joe statues selling like crazy. And they got a new Storm Shadow one literally coming later this year. There's clearly a market for this. There clearly is. A lot of money is being made through these. And now Hasbro is going, well, we did G.I. Joe, We did My Little Pony. We're still doing those. They're making us tons of money. Why don't we take our best brand? So we learned about, on Valentine's Day, it was a carryover from Wonder Festival that, unfortunately, Wonder Festival didn't have all their distributors and dealers and companies there to show off their new product. So Wonder Festival kind of was limited, and this probably would have been something that would have been revealed over Wonder Festival weekend. But instead, they decided to reveal it through a special Wonder Festival Kotobukiya online digital event on Valentine's Day. And thus, we have the Bishoujo series, Convoy, aka Optimus Prime, and the Emperor, or in this case, Empress of Destruction, Megatron. Now, this is just the preliminary images that are done by Shunya. He does this all the time. He does first the image of the actual statue itself to create hype for the pre-orders and interest. And then, of course, the actual prototypes start to surface and everything not long after that. And then the pre-orders go bananas. And these look fantastic. Again, if you look at what they've already done with My Little Pony and transitioning those characters from their pony forms into that of a human form, they did a very good job with both Megatron and Convoy, aka Optimus Prime. And specifically, we now have photos of the prototype itself, so you got a better idea of how it looks a little bit in 3D. We don't have a release date just yet, but the announcement is that it will be coming out at some point in 2023. And I think it looks awesome. Looks awesome. I love the Matrix of Leadership necklace. Not that I would know, you know? So I think it looks great. I think they look fantastic. I love how Megatron kind of is invoking that Gridman, Akane kind of look. If anyone who watched Gridman recently with all its Transformers nods and stuff, kind of looks like Akane a little bit. I love them both. I think they look great. I'm leaning a little bit more on the Convoy just because I just love the color, the jacket, the briefcase that looks like the trailer. Everything's going on there. It looks amazing. It looks amazing. Super fantastic. Hi and greetings from Germany, from Rodimus Power. How you doing, Rodimus Power? Welcome to the stream. So pretty awesome stuff. Again, I think it looks great. Now, what is the price going to be on these? Again, we don't know yet, but if history repeats itself, I'm going to take a guess because the lower end ones that are smaller are usually $100. The higher end ones are usually $150. I'm thinking Convoy and Megatron are probably going to be in that $120 range. So if you're interested in a really radical looking 8 to 9 inch Bishoujo statue based on the Autobots or the Destrons in this case, again, kotobukiya.com. Check out all their other stuff. They've done tons of stuff, whether it be video game stuff, Capcom or Tekken series. They've done horror related stuff. That's kind of where they kind of broke in, was with all the horror stuff. They do anime. They do a whole bunch. It's really good stuff. And their model kits are fantastic outside of the Bishoujo line. Really good stuff. I think it's fantastic. Next up, let's get into the building block world and everything that's been going on. Let's talk about this supposed Lego. Man, Lego Transformers. I'm glad Aaron Archer's here, because during the times of Armada, and I mean, I did a segment a while back. I linked it in the Lego segment if you want to watch that segment, where I talked about the history of building blocks and Transformers and how it goes really far back, goes all the way back to the days of Takara with the Diablocks line and the Japanese side of things. And then in 2002, we had Build to Rule, which was, it was what it was, unfortunately. But Hasbro trying to get into that building block market, especially at the time when Lego was finding a lot of success with the Bionicle line in 2001, 2002. So try to get a little piece of that market. But it looks like we're going to be finally getting, officially, not Creo, not Diablocks, not some third-party company, not Mega Blocks, Mega Constructs or anything, Lego Transformers. But here's the thing. It's going to be part of the UCE, the Ultimate Collector's Edition line, which are usually, we're not talking full lines of Lego Transformers here. We're talking potentially, for the time being anyhow, a one-off. Something that's going to be like, hey, we're going to do this one thing. We're going to see how it does. And then we'll see from that. A lot of different Lego news creators have also confirmed that this is legitimate news. So a lot of people have been like, oh, is this true or not? We don't know if it's going to be Rise of the Beast or if it's going to be Generation 1. The belief by the Lego creators, the content creators, is that it might be Rise of the Beast because of certain coding and stuff. Again, I'm not part of the Lego world, so I had to really ask around from people that are part of the Lego world. We had Eric Mullen, who worked for Lego, on the podcast in the past, and he would know more than I would. So what we got here is a set number. At one point, the Ultimate Collector's Edition stuff, set numbers used to be 5 numbers, so it kind of lines up with that, although there is other 5-digit set numbers now. Again, Optimus Prime, we don't know what version, how many pieces, 1,508. So that's going to be a pretty decent size figure. And when you look at the MSRP, $169.99. Now that's in euro. When you kind of translate that, it comes to $193 USD, but chances are, even though we're not going to be talking apples to oranges here, it'll probably have its own unique United States denomination of price point. Some people are saying it might be like $189.99, or maybe they might even do $179.99. We don't know, but we'll see what happens. We will see what happens. But pretty cool stuff otherwise. Again, release date May 2022. That's not far away. That is not far away at all. So that means we're probably going to be learning a lot more about this very soon. And we're probably going to be seeing images, pre-orders, and all that kind of stuff. But I will say this, the Ultimate Collector Series stuff, from what I've been told, they usually are one run, pretty tough to get. Sometimes they do a second run if there's a lot of demand. And then afterwards, it just prints money. So if you are interested in this and you are kind of on the fence, just keep in mind how crazy Lego stuff gets when it comes to a secondary market. I can't even imagine. It's not my world, so I'm not an expert in it, so take everything with a grain of salt from this one. I apologize, but that's the best that I could really give you guys for the time being. It is what it is. Let's get into the next big piece of news, and these were the 2 pieces that kind of engulfed everything this week, and it's our 2 new Transformers series. So we're going to get into the first one here, and let's talk about Transformers Earthspark'ed, the new Nickelodeon series that we've been hearing rumors about for quite a few months now. Hasbro dropping little pieces of information here and there. Oh, it's a Transformers series where the Transformers, hang out with a family and they're fighting against, evil forces and stuff. All very loose and vague information we were given before. Now we finally got this little quick teaser for the Nickelodeon website and the Hasbro Twitter. My friend Brian, who's a big streaming guy, said there's a strong chance that if this is Nickelodeon, that it's probably going to be on the Paramount Plus streaming service also, which was then later confirmed after Brian told me. So Brian, shout out to you. You know your stuff, brother. But he said, yeah, it's probably going to be on Paramount Plus also. So if you are someone that wants to watch it at your own leisure, it is something that'll probably be available on Paramount Plus. Again, fall 2022. The information that we do know thus far is that Nick Roche did the robot designs. Nick Roche, who did Last Stand of the Wreckers and a whole bunch of other comic books and stuff. So if you dig his kind of robot designs, he was the one who did the robot designs. I don't think he said he did the human designs. I think those were done by whoever was working on this stuff in-house. This is actually done by a Canadian company, which is kind of returning to the roots of what Beast Wars was back in the day too, where Beast Wars was done by the Canadian company of Mainframe, now known as Rainmaker. So that's pretty awesome. That's done by a Canadian company. Shout out to my own people. And we also know is that it's going to be 26 episodes. Now, is it 26 episodes that are 22 minutes, full-length episodes, or are we going to that Cyberverse route that they're 10-minute episodes? I really hope they're 20-minute episodes, so we get full episodes with full character development and full story. And I just hope it's good. I really do. We got those 2 new characters in the bottom left there that I'm going to assume is the guy who then turns into the motorcycle here. We got I call it the red female Whirl character, or Rescue Bots Whirl, who was female. we got that new character too. I hope it's not called Whirl. I hope it's an original character. And then we got Elita 1, Optimus Prime, Bumblebee. We saw the back of him. I'm pretty sure we're going to learn about more characters soon. But I like that there's some new characters here, forging new paths. The human characters, I just hope they just don't interfere too much with the show. The one thing I loved about Cyberverse, despite the fact that it was short in terms of runtime, one thing I did love about it is that it had no humans. And when you have no humans, it's 100% developing characters that are Transformers. I'm sure these human characters will be fine, but at the same time, give me 5 minutes of me learning about Optimus Prime and what's going on in his head over 5 minutes of a kid, you know, and his school troubles, or, you know, how am I going to finish my homework? And I mean, as much as people love Transformers Prime, I think the kids were probably the thing that got in the way. And if it wasn't for Miko being involved, I think that that's probably the saving grace of it. But like characters like Raph, get out of here. Either way, I'm excited about it. I hope we get more information instead of just that quick, like, what was it, like 5-second teaser trailer and then these 2 production images that we've seen thus far. But I'm excited. It looks cool. I'm not going to judge it based on its visuals yet. I mean, look how many times we have judged Transformer series just based on literally nothing, and then they turn out being the greatest thing ever in a lot of cases. I know a lot of people, when Transformers Animated had that first teaser poster back in the day, everyone was going to say it was the worst thing ever. Oh, it looks terrible. I even did a tweet about it where I went back in time. I found the old thread on TFW 2005 when that news broke, and I just picked out, I didn't include their names because I didn't want to isolate people and point them out, but I picked out their comments and just made a collage of how many people saying it was going to ruin Transformers forever, and ended up being one of the greatest Transformers series of all time. So who knows? Maybe, you know, a year from now, 2 years from now, 3 years from now, Transformers Earthspark'ed might be one of the greatest Transformers series of all time. Who knows? But that's still to be said, that's still to be seen, and hopefully we'll learn more in the near future, including toys. Especially toys. I want to hear about these Nick Roche designed toys, especially. Now, the next thing we have also, it's not the only Transformer series we learned about. When it rains, it pours. And in my case, it was a snowstorm today. So a lot of snow. But when it rains, it pours. And we learned about also our other Transformer series, in that of the Netflix series of Transformers BotBots. Now, we knew a little bit more about this one because they were talking about it for a while. We're getting a new BotBot series. We're getting more toys. We're getting this. We're getting that. And we finally got today our first little niblet, little bite of the BotBot series and what's going on. And it's that of a little just screenshot here that they showed with all their other March stuff that's going to be happening. The BotBot series is making its debut next month, along with a whole bunch of other family Netflix products. And here's our first little screenshot of the BotBots TV series. Now, these characters, 2 of them I could really 100% confirm. Everyone else, it's a shot in the dark. So the figures on the bottom are just me trying to take a guess at who these characters are based on what already exists within BotBots. So from right to left, Angry Cheese, pretty confirmed that that's him. That's got to be Angry Cheese, even though he has a very Canadian flag-looking chest with the wrong emblem. But again, everything's going to be new. Frostferatu, maybe that's Frostferatu. Not many other BotBots that kind of have that look, but I'm going to guess maybe it's that. I could totally be wrong on Frostferatu there. FOMO, that's a female character, by the way. So FOMO, for sure that's FOMO. So if you have FOMO, that's pretty cool. And if you have FOMO, you're having the fear of missing out. All of these, by the way, with the exception of Gold Punch, who I'm going to mention in a moment, are Series 1 BotBots. So all these characters are based off of BotBot toys that came out, dare I say, almost 3 years ago, which is pretty crazy. Actually, almost 4 years ago, when you really think about it. So the next one I assume is Golden Punch, because who else is a hand that's kind of yellowish gold, I guess? And again, Golden Punch was just a repaint of Kid Clobber from Series 1. So also technically a Series 1 character, just it's the gold repaint version of it. And then the last one, I don't know, Clogstopper, maybe, I don't know. Again, I'm trying to base it off of stuff. The little emblems that are on them do not really correspond to anyone except Frostferatu. That one actually is actually based off of the sugar, what are it called there? The Sugar Shockers or something. There's like 27 factions in BotBots. It's nuts. But the story that we have, according to the, I guess like the synopsis or layout, is the BotBots come alive at night and they have to avoid the security guard from seeing them. And they're currently dealing with the brand new BotBots crew, the Lost Bots, and trying to get them to integrate within their little robotic society. So that's all we know. Again, it's going to be a more simpler, kid-friendly series. Probably very similar to what was happening with the garbage. What was it called there, that line? Let me turn my head. I can't see the figure because I have one in the other room, and I could kind of see it from here. The garbage pale kids looking kind of like... One second, I'm going to check and look at it. It's going to bother me now. Grocery Gang. Why did I think Garbage Pail Kids? Anyways, Grocery Gang. Grocery Gang kind of had a similar kind of price point and stuff like that. And then, of course, they had larger figures, too. And then they ended up having a Flash-related series. That was a low-budget TV series and a web series to kind of promote the product. I'm feeling it's probably more in line with that. A simple Flash-based kind of series. Maybe 5-minute segments, 10-minute segments. Tell a little story, have a little fun, a little bit of comedy, and hopefully it moves BotBots. I do feel it's a little late to the game. A little late to the game. I think that this is something that should have been conceived and put out there 3 years ago. But, especially considering these main characters, all of them are Series 1 figures that came out 3 years ago. But at the same time, I guess better late than never. Maybe Hasbro just wants to put out content. Maybe Netflix... after the success of maybe the first run of the War for Cybertron stuff, they wanted to run more content. Who knows? But again, March 25th, not that far away, a month and some change, we're going to be talking about BotBots. And as it relates to what's happening with the other BotBots toys, we had a whole bunch of leaks online. We ended up learning absolutely nothing. We're still waiting for Series 6. We don't know what happened to that. That's still up in the air. It's all in limbo. And Series 6 is, I don't know if it's ever going to... It sucks because Series 6 would have had the best BotBot ever made that turned into poop. It's called the Dukes. Look it up. But either way, we'll find out what happens in the near future. Again, it's a month and some change away. So we're definitely going to learn something new very soon about this series. We'll probably get a trailer. And, we'll talk about it here when we learn more. And then we'll probably have some speculation on which figures are going to now sell well. Because Lord knows, if you collected BotBots, you have a lot of doubles. And now you might have a way to move some of those doubles if people are looking for angry cheese. Next up, we're still not done yet. We had a brand new Transformer product that was shown to us that was rather confusing. And it was that of the Transformers Bumblebee Cyberverse Adventures, or a Cyberverse-related toy from the Dinobots Unite line, a Smash Changers Optimus Prime. Now, this news came courtesy of comicbook.com, and it was just kind of, I felt like this news kind of dropped out of nowhere just kind of to advertise a certain little something here, which is what a lot of us have been doing recently for Hasbro. And it was just really just go, hey, here's a new Transformer product that's based off of Bumblebee Cyberverse Adventures, which right now is on YouTube, and you could watch the episodes and stuff. But what was fascinating was, despite the fact that this was called a Cyberverse product, the aesthetic was that of a Transformers movie product. More specifically, probably recent Transformers movie products. Now, we don't know 100% what's going on. What's up, Damon? We don't know what's 100% is going on with the Bumblebee movie. We have this and that in terms of images, art, leaks, toys, listings. We don't know much, but I get a feeling because the Rise of the Beast movie, The Rise of the Beast movie, I think because it got delayed to 2023, I think there was a lot of Rise of the Beast mainline stuff that probably got repackaged and planned to be released early through other platforms. I wouldn't be surprised if we get some Rise of the Beast product in the Buzzworthy Bumblebee line in 2022. And it's no surprise here that I get a feeling that this Smash Changer here was probably a Rise of the Beast Optimus Prime gimmick toy that now has been repackaged, bumped up in date to be released early. Because according to comicbook.com, this is going to be coming out October 2022, available in Walmart and Target for pre-orders on October 2022. It'll be $31.49, so a larger figure, but really a simple price point, 3-step figure. You pretty much bop it on the head, you smash it on the top of the head, then you smash it on the legs, then you smash it on the shoulders, and it transforms completely. Not to mention the Autobot logos are in gray, and I know that, you know, some Autobot logos in the past have been done in gray that weren't movie related, but I don't know. I just feel this might have been a movie toy that was intended to be, you know, somewhere else with a certain Rise of the Beast line, and they just kind of bumped it up because Rise of the Beast got pushed back, but now they have all this product. And it's just one way to fill the shelves, one way or another, without giving away too much, I guess. Probably a concentrated plan. Who knows? Who knows? But we will see. We will see. There's not much else we could really say about that. Now, this isn't the first time, though, because when we had the Bumblebee movie line, not the studio series line, not Buzzworthy Bumblebee, the Bumblebee movie line, we had a Power Series Optimus Prime figure that everyone started double taking when we ended up learning what our Rise of the Beast movie Optimus Prime looked like, because it had a very similar sculpt and aesthetic to how Optimus looks in Rise of the Beast, what we've seen from the live filming in Montreal. It has that little cover over the top of the windshield. It has the big, massive, like, cowcatcher grill almost. A lot of very interesting things going on there. But then when you look at the robot mode is very traditional Michael Bay era Optimus Prime kind of look. So kind of a weird fusion of the two, considering what we know of Optimus Prime from the Bumblebee movie. Is this how he's going to look in this movie? We don't know. We'll learn at some point. We'll learn something, but we don't know. But we'll find out what happens. There's still so much to learn about this. And again, supposedly we're going to be getting the Rise of the Beast movies early at some point in April. That's the rumors. Nothing has been confirmed yet. In my opinion, I think the first time we're really going to learn about any of this is when it starts showing up in stores and people start taking photos. But until that happens, we shall see. We shall see. Now, a couple of weeks ago, eHobby put out these brand new Transformer trading cards. And we talked about them on the podcast, and they were these really fascinating trading cards based off of Bat Primal and Croc Megatron from Beast Wars Series 1, 1995. And it had a G1 Convoy, aka Optimus Prime and Megatron. These are just cards kind of invoking that G1 packaging back in the day. And then they had a second image, and it's the one on the right over here, that had a whole bunch of blurred out cards. That, ooh, there's going to be more cards in the near future. And lo and behold, they revealed Series 2 of some of these cards. Now, what are these cards exactly? These are up for pre-order right now on eHobby's website. They're about 980 yen, so about $9. And these are just very high quality laminated trading cards that are very collectible and acrylic and awesome. And if you're interested in these, they are on eHobby's website. Currently, you could pretty much only get them if you have a Japanese address, but they are available if you have a connection or something that wants to pick these up. Now, what are these other trading cards? You got a G2 Laser Optimus Prime, a Hero Megatron, you got Stragglehold, and you have Bludgeon. So you got 2 Pretender shells there, Stragglehold being probably the most interesting one of all the bunch here to get the love. I would have expected even a Thunderwing or something. Stragglehold doesn't even really have much of a presence in the Japanese market, so very fascinating, that choice, if anything else. We got Blaster, aka Broadcast in Japan, and Soundwave. And we got Rodimus Kumboy, aka Rodimus Prime, my boy, and Galvatron. Now, this isn't it. This is just Wave 2. Supposedly, there's going to be a Wave 3 also. And if you look in the top right there, there is a green trading card, which I'm going to assume is probably Springer. And then there's a purple one on the left there that kind of looks like Reflector Viewfinder, maybe. It's hard to tell if it's basing it off of the Generation 1 toy colors. So there is probably at some point going to be a Wave 3. But again, these are, you get the pair, 2 cards for 980 yen or about $9. They come in these pairs, and they're extremely high quality trading cards. Just a little extra thing from eHobby and all the love that they put towards the Takara Tomy team and all that cool stuff. I got to get me that Rodimus somehow. I don't know how I'll do it, but I'll figure out something. And last but not least today, we actually talked about art books and books in general and how that market is slowly starting to die in the Transformer world. And lo and behold, we're getting one more art book, and it's coming from Viz. Viz Publishing has started to pick up I guess, they're starting to pick up where IDW left off. IDW used to be in charge of a lot of the art books and stuff like that were being printed for the Transformer brand. And it looks like now Viz, since they started doing the Transformer manga series based off of the Japanese G1 stuff, they're going to be putting out more books. And one we got here today is The Art and Making of Transformers War for Cybertron Trilogy. This is related, though, to the unfortunate... Some people were really excited, me included, when I first saw this. I thought, oh man, is this going to be like all the crazy box art that we got and behind the scenes of the toys and stuff? Actually, this is going to be based off of the Netflix series, and that's probably why this got cleared, because it's Netflix related. This book was probably planned way in the past, and just finally got put together. It's done by a fellow by the name of Mike Avila. And I looked up Mike Avila, and it's like, what has this guy done before? And essentially, he puts together these art books, and he's done a lot of DC-related art books and DC Cinematic Universe books. So it's someone that has a good, connection with these making of stuff and everything. And hopefully this book turns out well. Me personally, I would have preferred it more if it was toy-related stuff, because there was a lot of amazing art from Kingdom, from War for Cybertron's whole trilogy in general. I would have loved to see behind-the-scenes stuff and just like prototypes or photos or ideas that didn't make the final cut. Where's that polar claw? Tell me about that fossilizer crocodile. But it's going to be about the TV series. Hopefully this book does well for Viz, because if it probably doesn't do well, I don't know if we're going to see more of that. But we'll see what happens. We will see what happens. We don't have a release date. We don't have a price. We don't have a pre-order. We just know that it's coming. Giggity. And that's it, more or less, for the news. We went a good 42 minutes. I apologize for all that. It was a lot of news. A lot of news this week. A lot of crazy stuff. Just want to jump into the sponsors, mention a few other things, and then we'll get into some cool stuff that I got this week, and then we'll take super chats from all the people. If you want, you could start posting your super chats and questions. Sorry, I just ate before we did the stream today. I had some delicious sushi. Finally got to have some. So let's do that, shall we? First, we got our sponsor, again, Symbiote Studios. Today, I am wearing the beautiful, let me just show you guys, the Symbiote Studios Cat Bravo wonton shirt. Cat Bravo is the mascot of Symbiote Studios. I'm wearing that, as well as their Bumblebee pin, in a Bumblebee kind of mood today. So, and of course, there's Bumblebee in the back, chilling with Snake Eyes. And Starscream just peeking out there with Unicron. So again, if you want to, again, Symbiote Studios, the official Hasbro licensed plush pins and t-shirts. Check them out, symbiotestudios.com, in the description below. Awesome stuff otherwise. Again, they have their brand new Wave 4, brand new version 2.0, new Soundwave. So if you haven't picked up Soundwave, you can pick up new Soundwave now. And of course, Bumblebee is back in stock, but I don't know how long that's going to be. There's a lot of other stuff that's going to be coming from Symbiote Studios in the future. We're going to be, hopefully, because Chinese New Year has just recently ended, so we're going to get some photos from the factories. We're going to get some brand new images of brand new product. It's not just new plush. There's going to be new pins. There's going to be a lot of new stuff. So be sure to stay tuned for that. What's up, Mikey? And of course, if Transformers for some reason is not your thing, and then I wouldn't know why you're in this stream, but if Transformers is not your thing, there's also G.I. Joe. There's also Power Rangers and My Little Pony, the other Hasbro brands. Symbiote Studios got you cover for all of that. So check that out. And of course, if you haven't listened to it already, the Toy Armada with Aaron Archer. We did our very first episode of Transformers Armada. It's episode 4 of the whole series of stuff we've done thus far in the podcast. Be sure to check it out, the Toy Armada on YouTube. Type in the Toy Armada with Aaron Archer. We talk about Transformers. We talk about other Kenner and Hasbro brands, whether it be Star Wars or Jurassic Park or Aliens. We do a whole bunch. Check them out. There's going to be a lot of Batman. If you love Batman, there's a lot of Batman. If you're a 90s kid and you love Batman, ooh, this is going to be the podcast for you. But right now we're in the Armada mode because this is the 20th anniversary of Transformers Armada in 2022. So episode 1, which was the prehistory of the road to the creation of Transformers Armada, and the new episode hopefully will be out very soon. Stick with us. If you haven't already, like, comment, and subscribe that channel. Come join us. Let us hit 1,000 subs so we could get the ball rolling on that one. And that's it, more or less. So, what I got this week, not much. Crazy bipolar weather here in Montreal in Canada. One day it's plus 8, nice warm weather. I know plus 8 would consider warm in winter for us. And it's raining and everything is melting. And then the next day we just had a snowstorm and just kind of ruined my ability to do anything or the mail coming properly, I guess. But I did get 2 products, 2 little things. I was trying to track down some of the BotBots that I have not completed. I kind of have like this crazy Bot Shots collection. And yeah, so I got like some of the G2 kind of colored clear ones from the later waves that just, you could rarely find any of these anymore. Here's the clear jazz that they did. There you go. You're probably going like, Proto, why are you collecting BotBots? Like, really? I mean, here's one for the. We'll do one for the thumbnail. We always got to do one for the thumbnail. I got to do better. There we go. But yeah, why am I collecting? I don't know. I found them fascinating because they came out at a time when Hasbro was trying to compete with Bakugan and Spin Master and all the stuff that was going on with them and Sega. And it was this fun little line. People were playing it at one of the BotCons. I think it was BotCon Dallas, Texas. I forget which year that was. I think it was 2014 or 13. I don't remember. They all kind of blend together over the years. People were actually playing them. Someone found a giant pool table in one of the game rooms at Fort Worth BotCon, and they were playing with the bot shots. So some people, I guess, still play them. Or as they were called in Japan, Bikuru. Bikuru. So again, cute. Little cute, like clear ones. And just spent the week working on my special Transformers deck that I've been working on. Again, shout out to Louie and Mikey. They finally helped me complete my Rodimus deck of the Transformers TCG, and I got these nice little holders for the cards, thanks to Mikey and Louie. So I did my Rodimus deck, where my rule is that every single card in this deck has to have art from Rodimus Prime. So, you know, it's got to be something with Roddy art, or the Matrix, because, you know, the Matrix is Rodimus. So it's kind of like Commander. It's like Commander for Magic the Gathering, except you have to stick to a character. And same thing, like the actual characters on your team have to be the guy that you would be pimping. So obviously I need to have a third character because they never made a Rodimus Prime figure. Rodimus Prime card, although Louis sent me a custom one a while back, although that wouldn't fit with the team because too many stars. But still pretty awesome. So I threw in Nightbird. So Nightbird's, this would be my team if you played against my Hot Rod deck team, which it's not a very good deck, but it's not about winning or losing. It's about having a good time. Nice, cool little deck. Awesome stuff. Again, thank you and Louie and Mikey for all the hookups with that. So I started putting a good deck together. And one day when the world opens up and I start hitting the con scene again, we will be playing the TCG together. Maybe TFCon Toronto this year. Maybe. We'll see. It's still many months away. We will see. LA's definitely not happening for me. I can't do that. That's craziness to cross the border and all that stuff during the Big V. But maybe when summer rolls around in July for Toronto, maybe. We'll see. I don't want to make any promises I can't keep, but we will see. We got a super chat from Mikey, who's already getting praised enough by me. Hey, Proto, awesome podcast as always. Today is Louie's birthday. Hey, Louie, happy birthday, my friend. Happy birthday. Just checking in to say hi. We were about to head out till all are one. Well, thank you. And hey, I hope you guys are going out to eat on Saturday night. Enjoy some good food. I wish I could join you guys. I am dying to go back to buffets. I miss my buffets. That's the one I miss the most. That's the one I miss the most is the buffets. Downright Superb wants to know, Proto, do you have a worst of 2021 list of Transformers? I never, you know what's funny? Like every year that I do the top 10 list with Jaws D, we always think about, should we do like a worst list, like something that we don't like. But the thing is, especially with both of us, is it would have to be something that we bought really wanting to like, and then it just kind of surprised us. You know what I mean? Like just, oh my God, like what a terrible toy. But so far there really hasn't been. I mean, if I had to like pick a worst list, it would be picking on stuff that really wouldn't. Because like to me, like what is a worst stuff? Cyberverse one steps and stuff like that. But that isn't for me anyways. You know, like to me, like it would have to be something that really has bad QC problems. Like I'm not gonna like go, oh, like, you know, like, oh, this is garbage. No, it's a one step. It transforms like a butterfly knife. You know, it is what it is. It's supposed to be what it's supposed to be. So I'm not gonna to rag on it. To me, like a worst would be something that's like a full MSRP price point deluxe figure that is absolutely terrible. And I'll be honest with you, Kingdom was knocking it out of the park. You know, Studio Series was knocking it out of the park. Unless I'm missing something, you know, even stuff that I think would make that list, I wouldn't even justify. Because like, oh, maybe a silly Fossilizers repaint, like Vertebrake or Dracodon, you know, like, oh, that's, you know, it's not that great, but it's not terrible either. You know, it's a core class. How much could I rag on a core class? So I can't really think of anything. I really can't. I think the only thing, and I don't know if it was 2021, I think it was the year before that. The only thing that I thought was kind of silly was when they did, I think it was Airwave. They did the Airwave Earthrise Micromaster playset, and then they did a repaint of it as Hot House, and I was kind of like, you know, like, and I love that Airwave mold, but the Hot House repaint, I was just kind of like, that's kind of a waste, and it's a Generation Selects. Ugh, I don't know. But even then, it wasn't something that was like, oh, worst of 2021. It was just something I was kind of like, I could live without it. But there's a lot of stuff that I could live without in the Transformer world that isn't made for my demo. So I used to be one of the whales that used to buy everything. Now it's a different world. Now when stuff gets sent to you or otherwise, you can kind of wait. Wait it out a little bit. It's safer that way. It's a lot safer that way. But yeah, I can't really think of anything. I apologize. Like there's just, I don't know. There's got to be something. There's got to be like a, you know, like the Netflix Cheetor repaint, you know? Sure. Like maybe that then makes the Kingdom Cheetor pointless, you know, but is it a terrible toy? I don't think so. You know, so at the same time, I do not know. I wish I could have an answer. I'd have to really sit down and see if there's any ire I could have for anything. And I know Jaws D is super picky. Everything he buys, he goes at 100% all in on. So I know for a fact that he didn't buy anything that I think he hates. And he's also a big third-party guy, too. So I'm pretty sure he knows some stuff. Michael Koo with the super chat for 5 bones. Thank you, Michael. Is it true that Hasbro's tooling budget prevents them from doing all their retooling for Kingdom Ultra Magnus? That's not true. When certain stuff is done, first of all, when you're talking budget, Sometimes budget is planned in a wave. Sometimes it's planned in an individual figure. It's not a line-wide thing. They don't go like, okay, we're putting all the tooling budget into this 1 liter class toy, and everything else, forget about it. I mean, it doesn't work like that. Usually how it works is budget is put into a wave or it's put into an individual figure. It really depends on the line. I've given an example in the past with the WWE because it's very cut and dry with wrestling figures because they don't have accessories. They don't have, they don't have like, in general, they don't have accessories, but most of the basic ones usually don't have accessories. They don't have like, transformations or a lot of parts. They all have the same articulation more or less. So it's all about how much paint apps are put, head scan, and that's really about it. Sometimes they all use the same body types in a lot of ways. And the assembly is the same too. There's, usually they don't have to like retrain people for different assemblies. So it's a little bit of a different animal. But the thing with wrestling figures is you could simplify how budget works and understand how budget works with toys when you look at wrestling figures. And then when you look at something as complicated with Transformers that have tons of parts and pieces, that have tons of stuff that have to be transformed, that have to be assembled in the factory, it's... Gotta put that Gel Shark, a.k.a. Skybite, head up. It's a different story. It's a completely different story. And it's all different situations. It's all different situations. One line could have a completely different way of how it's tackled than another. So that's the way I see it. Elves Bleed 57 says, I love Dracodon for its colors. We need more colorful Bone Boys. Well, yeah, that was the one thing. I remember when I first saw Dracodon, I was like, wow, like, is that supposed to be like irradiated bones or something? Because outside of that one, we have Tricranicus, which is the fire one there. And then we have the Crystallux, I think it was called, the purple one. Purple repaint. So, I think we have 3 at least of the colored ones, but I'm pretty sure we'll see. And I guess if you count Transmutate. That's a coppery kind of one. But I'm pretty sure we'll probably see those molds more in the future. Hasbro don't waste molds, like I say. So there's probably going to be a lot more of that. What gimmick... Tom Laney asks with the super chat, what gimmick did you like the most? From any series? And would you like to see any new gimmicks? Dream gimmick. I'd like to see... Well, there's 2 that I'd like to see more of. I'd like to see more Micromasters. I love Micromasters, and more so the Micromaster playsets. It kind of sucks that we literally had like 2 molds, and then those 2 molds were milked like crazy. I would have loved to see like a 3rd mold, and then that 3rd mold could get remolded, because when Ironworks came out, I was like, I love this. And then when they retooled it into Grease Pit, I was like, I love this more. And then we had the Airwave mold, and then they used those 2 molds, and they're just like, we're going to try to make the most we can out of these 2 molds, out of these modulators. But I'd love to see more. I'd love to see more of it. I heard that it didn't sell very well, Micromasters, and that's kind of why it kind of got nixed. But I would have loved to see more. And another one, again, I bring it up, it's right on my desk. Those little decoy armors, those little pretender shells. I would have loved to see more pretenders. I hope to see more pretenders. I'd hope to see more and more pretenders. But again, didn't sell well. Stuff that I like doesn't seem to sell well. That's why I'm very comfortable with what I love and what my opinions are. I know are not good for business. So I usually accept the fact that in certain situations, it's not for the best. I could have my business brain, and my business brain will be very separate from the stuff I enjoy. But when it comes to, if it's stuff I like, usually it's stuff that's not going to do well. Because me, if I had to write a Transformer series, it's not going to have my favorite characters. It's going to have the characters that do well for MSRP, plain and simple. But yeah, Downright Super Proto. Just want to say that I picked up Wingfinger on a whim. I was blown away. Can't wait to pick up a crap ton cheap fossilizers at a convention. Yeah, they've been showing up really cheap now because they're like, anyone who's been sleeping on Kingdom stuff right now, think about it this, guys. March 28th is going to be when inflation is going to kick in. And April 1st is when Legacy is going to officially have its street date. So at some point between now and March 28th, there's going to be this golden opportunity of liquidation and sales that are probably going to be happening of the old Kingdom product and those fossilizers, and you'll be able to get some of that stuff. So keep your ear to the ground, and hopefully we'll be able to get some cheap Kingdom toys before everything's said and done, before we go into the world of Legacy. Purple was Skelevor. Why did I think I called him Crystallux because that was the leaked name for him. Was it Skelevor? I remember it had a weird name. I never got that. I never saw that kit at all. It was a cool little kit, that spoiler kit, but I didn't see that one at all. All those spoiler kits too. Those all went on crazy clearance. They did not do well. Timmy K. Poindexter Jr. Esquire with the gold super chat. And he wants to know with the gold super chat, Proto of Man. Thanks for sharing some of the TF lore on Metro Titan on Discord. Oh, no problem, my friend. Oh, yeah, it's true, because I posted that in the lore section, all the Transformers Zone. If you're part of our Discord, that's part of the Patreon people, I posted all the rare Transformers Zone story pages, so you could kind of know what the Transformers Zone story would have been, and it's all in English for you to consume. So if you want to know who Metro Titan is, like Timmy is talking about here, it's there to read in the lore section. You have inspired me to make my own G1 custom version. Well, I believe I see. I don't have the. You can barely see him. Oh man, it's kind of hard to see. There's Metro Titan in base mode. I have him there. This is my Transformers Zone section. I believe there was a bootleg of Metro Titan that was kicking around at one point that was pretty decent. Although, again, I never handled it, so I don't know the quality, but there is one out there. But hey, if you want to make a custom one, and you got the paint and you got the talent, go for it. I don't have the talent. I'd screw it up. So you're probably way better than I am. And I've been doing Gunpla for years, so you can only imagine. You can only imagine. Let's see what we got here. Could you share some... Oops, one sec. Could you share some more tidbits about Metro Titan in the JP story? Well, again, Metro Titan was called Metro Titan because he was born by Volinger on the planet Titan. Not planet Titan, the satellite Titan. Titan is, actually for anyone who knows Avengers would know this, the largest moon of Saturn. It's where Thanos comes from, so I guess Metro Titan and Thanos have something in common. And it was just pretty much to be like an evil version of Metroplex. Not like a zombie version or a clone. It was just like, it's just them going, hey, you know, Volinger likes taking all these scramble city molds and resurrecting them and then making them attack the Battle Stars, which was Convoy's new team of Autobots, or Cybertrons in this case. And he just fought him and defeated him. The sad thing is that if it was like a 52 episode TV series, or a 36 episode, or a 24 episode, or a 13 episode TV series, even if it was like a 13 episode OVA, Metro Titan would have been like, I feel that middle of the series, big bad. And then like, you know, I can imagine like Diatlas and Sonic Bomber would have went to fight them, get their butts handed to them, and then Roadfire would have showed up. And then Roadfire shows up, and then that would have been like, I call it the magic mushroom in the middle of the series, and then they would have taken care of Metro Titan. Obviously, there is fiction that explains what happens to Metro Titan. I don't want to spoil it too much. It's on the Discord. People could enjoy it and read it out there. I know it's 30-year-old fiction at this point, but it's still pretty cool old stuff from Transformers lore of a very obscure and old TF series from back in the day. Thank you for the gold super chat, my friend, and I hope you enjoy it. I'm going to, in the future, I'm going to put more up. I want to put Operation Combination stuff because that's another weird one, too. I'll get around to it one day. I have it all in the archive. It's just all got to be transferred. Lizard Sphere X wants to know, I didn't like that accessories were in the Play-Doh. Yeah. You know what? I think Hasbro is just going like, you know, we got some excess black Play-Doh that we need to use. Maybe we'll throw it in these spoiler packs because it was going to go to waste anyways. Who knows? I don't know what the story was that. I miss that we don't have BotCon Hasbro panels anymore where those kind of questions could be asked, where we could go like, yo, what was the story with the Play-Doh? Like, how did that come about? Why was that a thing? Yeah. I'd love to know. I'd love to know. There's got to be some kind of explanation. I think Bill Rowley or someone now at Hasbro works in the Play-Doh division. I wonder if it was kind of him going like, "Oh, hey, want to put some Play-Doh with your spoiler packs?" Who knows? Downright Superb is now a 6-month member of the Transformers Slag podcast membership, and he asks the question: had some cool Beast Wars figures, lost them in childhood. That's heartbreaking because they're so good. We would move almost every year. Depressing. Dragon Megatron. Oh god, Dragon Megatron especially. Wolfang, another one of my personal favorites. TM2 Cheetor, one of the weaker ones. The McDonald's toys, all of those are fantastic. I have so much nostalgia for the McDonald's toys. Beast Machines Rat Trap, another one. He was always my favorite as a kid. Really, you like the Rat Trap? Oof, that one had the wheels or the legs. A lot of Beast Machines figures are love or hate, and I lean more on the Viacons than I do. Actually, you know what? Who is a good Maximal from Beast Machines? A good Maximal figure. What's a really good one? God, I have to look at them. Savage Noble. No, wait, that's actually technically a Viacon, technically, or I don't know, Beast Wars Mutant. I don't know. I'd have to look. Maybe what's it called? Night Attack Cheetor, whatever it was called there. The Cheetor with the swords that come down. Night Attack Cheetor, I think it was called. Elves Bleed 57 Black Friday. Walmart has Megatron and Skelevor spoiler pack for sale for $35. It's still kind of pricey in my opinion. They could go lower. I got the toy and sold Megatron for like $30. Oh, well, very good. You got a $5 fossilizer and some black Play-Doh. Very good. Paul M with the super chat for 5 bones. Thank you, Paul, for the super chat. Nice to see you. What would be the size of Ironworks and Airwave if they were originally meant to be bases? A Titan class like Omega Supreme? Well, again, Micromaster bases were meant to be bases for Micromasters. So when you think about it, like Optimus Prime would hold a Micromaster in his hand. So guess how big a Micromaster base would probably be? I would imagine they would probably be something similar to the size of, say, Bumblebee, if the bases were Cybertronian, where something like Omega Supreme to the sky, because Omega Supreme is Omega Supreme. But I would imagine they'd be small. They would be small. I remember Dreamwave back in the day did the Micromaster comic book series, and it really just showed how tiny those Micromasters are compared to their bulk Cybertronians. So if there was something that turned into a little playset or base or something, they'd be tiny. And then when you look at Transformer Zone, that did have those bases on display and transforming, they were small. Something like Diatlas looked like a city former next to those Micromaster bases and stuff. So he technically did have a base mode. So yeah, I guess it could work. But so yeah, that's how big I imagine they would be. But they're cool. Andy Davis, how y'all running behind tonight? But I made it. Thank you, Andy, for making it. Welcome. And thank you, Paul M, for the super chat again. Welcome to the madness, my friend. Aiden Tolbert wants to know for the $5 super chat, what if Galvatron becomes an immortal ghost-like computer virus after he dies? Sounds like Sigma from Mega Man with the Maverick virus. His weakness is half Megatron's hatred of Dinobots made unstable. Oh, are we talking Galvatron from the movieverse, perhaps? Is that what you're referring to? They were talking about G1 Galvatron. I mean, that sounds like, again, like I said before, Sigma from Mega Man X, where he didn't really have a physical form, but he was this like living digital virus that just kept going and was almost impossible to defeat. And definitely leads to a main villain bad guy that isn't going to die anytime soon. So, still pretty cool, though. It's one way to go about it. But if it's a movieverse, I don't know. Movieverse, you have to... you got to have new toys sooner or later. So, it would be kind of boring if your main villain just never goes away. You got to have a new villain. You got to have new toys. You got to have new stuff you got to roll out. It's just how it is. Lizard Sphere X... I just might grab all 3 Play-Doh cups and cover Paleo Trex, to make it like a tar fossilizer abomination. Yeah, I don't know. What is the story with that? What is the story with that Play-Doh? One day we'll learn. One day we will learn the truth. Beast Machine's Buzzsaw is a personal favorite, according to Elves Bleed 57. Well, that's the one that had the little spring in it, which was unique. But I will say this: Beast Machine's Buzzsaw, one of the OG shelf warmers. There was a ton of Buzzsaws back in the day. Tons of them. Tons and tons of them of the Beast Machines one. No one bought that Buzzsaw. There was tons of them. Downright superb. Rat Trap was always my favorite because he was a sarcastic a-hole in the show. As an adult, I love Noble, but green leaders like Optimus Primal. I love Noble, but green leaders like Optimus Primal and animated Optimus Prime. Well, that's what I've always said. I mean, when people hate Rodimus, right? And they go, oh, I hate Rodimus Prime. He didn't know what he was doing. But then they love like Optimus Primal or animated Optimus Prime. It's kind of the same thing in a lot of ways. And I love those guys too. I love those characters. Fresh leaders that are not perfect, that could make mistakes, are always more fun to write and more fun to, cheer along with. You want them to succeed. You want to have, that moment where, animated Optimus Prime has the matrix of leadership around his chest, has the Magnus hammer, and it's like, yeah, man, like, hey, Sentinel Prime, like, I'm the man now, I don't need to be elite guard. You root for those characters, and that's a good way to write them. It's a very good way to write them. Media Max with the super chat. Proto Mang, is the main line just going to be a mismatch of generations with no one singular focus anymore? If you're referring to Legacy, Legacy is literally just that. It's Legacy. It's celebrating every part of the brand. Is there going to be an ongoing story? From what it sounded like, the last live stream that we had, like the last stream that we had with Fan First Friday and Hasbro, it sounded like there's a lot of teleportation shenanigans and the Energon purple teleportations and people coming from different dimensions and stuff. So it looks like it's going to be one of these. I mean, we're creating this world now in fiction where fans are kind of cool with the idea of multiverses and stuff. Look, Spider-Verse, the recent Spider-Man movie, the new Doctor Strange movie that's coming out. We have this thing where it's like, hey, here's all these multiverses and stuff, and fans are getting used to that idea that there's other things. There's other things than just that one streamline continuity. And Legacy is kind of channeling that, where it's just like, hey, here's a little G1, but also here's a little G2, but here's a little Beast Wars, but here's a little Beast Machines, but also like, hey, here's some Transformer Prime, but maybe we'll give you some Armada, maybe we'll give you some animated. We don't know. Maybe some animated, maybe not animated. Kind of hoping for animated, but a little bit of everything in a lot of ways. Some Japanese stuff in there too. So, like Lizard Sphere X sounds like Universe 2.0, but even Universe 2.0. When I looked at, and I remember because I wanted to make that comparison, but when I looked at Universe 2.0, Universe 2.0 had G1, the odd maybe G2 color scheme, Beast Machines, Beast Wars, and then one or two Armada toys. And the only time Universe had anything outside of that was when we had Universe 2.0. There was these like 3-packs, and they packed in some animated Legend scale figures. So we kind of had some animated stuff in there too. But I think Universe 2.0, at the end of the day, their goal, when you look wave to wave, was to be G1. And it would be like, 9 G1 characters, maybe one outside of the bottle. Like, here's Hotshot, here's, Dinobot, here's Tankor. Once in a while you get that stuff. Mind you, Tankor was Generations, but the point is that you'd have like one where this right out of the gate, wave 1, you have G1, Transformers Prime animated kind of, and G2. And assumably, wave 2 is going to have Beast Wars, Transformers Prime, G2, and trying to think of what else will cross, and obviously G1. You got to have one of those Stunticons every single wave. So there's a little bit more mixture and diversity per wave now every time, where before it's like, hey, you might get that one animated toy or that one Beast Wars toy, maybe if you're lucky, but that's mostly G1. So they're mixing it up, and I think primarily why are they mixing it up? Because the G1 audience and the G1 market is starting to go down, and the 90s kids are starting, the early 2000s kids are starting to become a thing. They're starting to become the future. So I think that's what's kind of going on. Tom Laney got my lift ticket last week. Awesome. The red works really well, and Black Zarek is coming next week. Imagine we got a Diaclone homage, and then we got a Master Force homage. What a world we live in. 2023 is going to be absolutely amazing for people who want anything but traditional G1. If you don't want traditional G1, which is 84, 85, 86, 2023 is going to be your year, man. It is going to be your year. Detective Ferret with the super chat for 5 bones. I've been wondering, where did the name for the Ion Blaster come from? Technically, I believe the first time it showed up was in the extended tech spec of, I could pull it out here, giggity. The Marvel did a 4-issue series of extended tech specs called Marvel Transformers Universe, which were these 4 issues of like full bios. And because they were full bios, they could really accentuate and explain the weapons of each individual character. Rodimus Prime has the Photon Eliminator. Optimus Prime has the Ion Blaster, or in the case of Megatron, the Fusion Cannon. So I think that could be where it first came from. I'm pretty sure maybe Bob wrote it in at some point inside the comics in a single line. But I know that a lot of times the names of all of those weapons, they show up in those bios. They did a trade paperback collection of those not too long ago in a reissue, where it had like all the characters on the front done in their old Marvel Ben Day coloring. I wish I had an image to show you guys. It's really cool. I can't reach it. It's in the sea of books. I can't reach it right now, but it's really good. It's a really good little book. Thank you for the super chat, my friend. Where are we at? Downright superb. They should have called it Legacy Universe 3.0. The scary thing though, when you put sequel numbers on stuff, people don't want to do that anymore. You don't want to put a number after something anymore, because it always alienates a small portion of the audience. If people see, oh, something is something the third, and they didn't collect and or participate in 1 or 2, they feel like they're left out, and then they might not want to participate. Where if you give something a brand new name, even if it's a continuation of something, you still feel like you could participate, because it might feel like it's its own thing despite it being a sequel to something. It's always a trick with something like that. Trevor Stasic with the $5 super chat. How you doing, Trevor? Evening Proto. If Earthspark is coming out this fall, but it takes 2 to 3 years for toys to get through production, where are we going to see the first toys? Well, I'm pretty sure probably the lead time on those toys were done much earlier. Much earlier. I'm pretty sure of that. I get a feeling a lot of those toys were probably kicking around in Vietnam and planned in production, everything like that. But, and this is a big but, big old but, if they don't have toys in time for Earthspark and they have nothing planned, then shame on them. That is not how you do things. You got to make sure that people are excited about what they see in the streaming services, and then they go out to retail and buy your product. So that way the retailers go, oh, wow, that product is very popular and selling out. We want more of it. And then they make more of it. If they do something where it's, where they put out Earthspark toys a year after the show is debuted, that is ridiculously stupid. Ridiculously stupid. Because most purchases are done through emotion. And people will watch something, get excited, And while they're on their couch watching Earthspark, they're going to open their phone and go to Walmart or Amazon and make that order. If they go to their phone and they can't get that red red whirl character or the Transformers Earthspark Elita 1, they lost a customer. So Japan was so good with that synergy, where it's like literally the day the first episode of a new TV series comes out. That's not just Transformers, anything, Gundam, anime, they make sure that they are on top of that stuff, so that people are able to participate and get excited and then get that first cigarette. Like I always say, get that first cigarette. If that is the case, then shame on them if that's the case, man. But I really hope that they got their lead time in of 1 year to put out that product, and a year before that of development. That's something I get a feeling only Nick Roche could probably answer. But I don't want you guys to go bug him. Downright Superb. They talked about Optimus Prime movie for a year. Maybe they can do a Spider-Verse style movie where every single type of Optimus Prime, and they could all crap on Michael Bay's Optimus Prime. Well, here's the first question I have to ask you. So you have a whole movie of Optimus Primes, obviously with the exception of like Gary Chalk. So you'd have Gary Chalk and Peter Cullen voice every Optimus? Wow, talk about a paycheck. They did something like that similarly with, I don't want to spoil, but Regeneration 1. My boy there. Let's get to the money shot page. Where is it? Where's that great money shot page? Wait, is this number 4? Okay, I just want to make sure. They did something similar where they wanted to have like all the Rodimuses and Hot Rods from different continuities and everything. So here we go. There's the shot. Look at that. He summoned them all. Aw, damn. Yeah, look, that's a Simon Furman idea, and I love Simon Furman. He's one of my favorite Transformer creators. Some of the best books came from Simon. I would love to see something like that. That'd be pretty cool. Again, people are starting to get used to this idea of multiverses. If you could do a Spider-Man movie that literally talks about a Spider-Man movie that came out 20 years ago, and the audience could still participate and enjoy it, yo. Look, our fandom has kids that grew up on the Michael Bay movies, and they're familiar with G1 toys and G1 lore, where they didn't even exist when G1 was dead. They didn't exist. When Beast Wars debuted, they didn't even exist. So there's educated young fans that could still participate if they did something like that. So it'd be very cool to see. It would be very cool to see. I'd be down for it. There was a lot of talks about a standalone Optimus Prime movie, a standalone Optimus Prime comic book series, which did happening with IDW. There was a lot of talks with that, just focusing on that character. A lot of stuff just kind of, it goes through that developmental nightmare, and a lot of stuff just never happens in the end. Media Max is now a member. Thank you, Media Max. What game console do you have? Oof. By my friend. Everything. Not everything. I take that back. I don't have like a PS5. I don't have an Xbox One. But literally everything under that's been under the sun. Let's start from the beginning. Commodore 64, Atari 2600, Nintendo, Super Nintendo, every Nintendo. I have a Switch. Switch is the newest of those consoles I have. Every handheld, from Game Boy to 3DS and in between. I have an Atari Lynx. I have a Game Gear. I don't have a Neo Geo Pocket. I have anyone who saw, I have a game room. And one day, guys, we're going to do the stream from the game room. And you're going to see the craziness that is Proto Man's game room. My screen name, my name Proto Man, comes from Mega Man. Comes from this guy chilling on top of my desk over there, my namesake. I'm a huge Capcom guy. I love Street Fighter to death, Mega Man. You know, I'm a big Capcom guy. And I was a huge arcade rat back in the day in the hood. Loved fighting games. What console don't I have is the better question. Just the new stuff that's really pricey right now. But that'll change one day. Didn't have an Xbox 360 for years, then someone just sold me it for $50. So, shout out to Eric. $50 and a whole bunch of games. And then the second question was, did you see Jackass 4? No, I did not. The only Jackass movie I've ever seen was the first one. And man, that movie was crazy. That was the one where I don't want to get into it. That movie was a mess. Oh man. That movie was a mess. Joseph Ritter with the $5 super chat, Catnip Bravo shirt. Yeah. Rocking the Catnip Bravo shirt today. I don't know why I wanted to have, because I had a whole bunch of Japanese food today. I had sushi, and before that I had udon. So I was just kind of like, I'm going to wear the wonton. Actually, wonton's Chinese, though. No? Isn't wonton Chinese? I don't know. I'm ignorant. So I figured I'd wear this today, and then, rock the bee today. Truly the mightiest character of the Transformers canon. Oh, one day, because there's going to be a Cap Bravo plush and a Cap Bravo Optimus Prime plush and a Cap Bravo Optimus Prime pin in the future, which one day we'll talk about in the stream when we get them. Do you read, play, or build SD Gundam? New game coming to the Switch. I've built SD Gundam many times. One of the last Gundam model kits that I actually submitted to the World Gunpla Association and competition, which I participated in every year before the Big V happened, was a SD Gundam that was kind of customized to look like Chun-Li. Before I've been building Gundams for years. Read Gundam? I read some of the mangas like École de Ciel, which was one of the mangas that was, or manga that was based in Quebec, so I had to read it. But I've watched almost everything. I love Gundam. Gundam is classic robot beauty. Delicious. And my favorite Gundam characters are Charles Namble, Ral Rambal. I like Duo Maxwell from Gundam Wing. Who else is a cool character in Gundam? Kai is really cool. Lieutenant Burning from 0083. I love GMs. I love goof designs. I love all of Char's suits are really cool. I love Gundam. Lizard Sphere X says, you mighty Morphin Rodimus Rangers. Actually, the closest thing we ever had to a Power Ranger team, oh no, you're probably not going to be able to see. Oh, maybe. Hi, guys, you guys can't see it. All the micro Minicon spark plugs. They had a full team over there. It's kind of hard to see. I posted some production art of Transformers Armada today on my Twitter of Sparkplug. And he has like his own little Power Ranger team of colors. He was a cool little dude. Man, we have 30 minutes left in the stream. What is going on today? We flew today. Jeez, we can't have 30 minutes left. Really? Can't be right. That can't be right. Really? I must have done the time wrong or something. Tom Laney, shouldn't we be hearing anything on the Armada Optimus Prime by now? At least color shots by now? I firmly believe that they're just trying to time it. I think that there's like, it's going to be out of left field, and they're going to be like, hey man, here's our 20th anniversary Armada Optimus Prime toy. And we're not going to see like color protos. We're just going to see straight up, here's the product. Like, I think it's coming. I know a lot of us are like, hey, what's going on? Where is this thing? I'm with you there, 200%. If 2022 finishes and we don't get that Armada Optimus Prime, then I'm going to say this, bud, then it's not happening. But I think they got to do something. That's just crazy if they don't. That'd be absolutely crazy if they don't. Cringe McCringle for the super chat. How you doing, Cringe? By the way, thank you for the awesome Patreon listener question not too long ago. It was a really good one. I'm one of those educated young fans, watched Bayverse, animated, Prime, Beast Wars, and G1. I would love to see a multiversal Transformer movie. Yeah, Cringe McCringle said he was 4 years. You said you were 4 years old when the Michael Bay movies came out, so that would make you 19 today. You know, so look, younger fans grew up with the Michael Bay movies and still respect the lore. They go back, they educate themselves, they learn about animated, Prime, Beast Wars, you know, like, and I give them respect to that, because sometimes you have people, like we were just talking about Gundam before, like Gundam's also one of those brands that's so old that some of the most iconic parts of the brand are a little dated in terms of fictional storytelling. And it's, you know, for some people, it must be really tough to go back and watch some G1 episodes. I mean, the 86 movie aged very well, but like some season 1 episodes and season 3 episodes, the animation could be a little, you know, of its time. And the writing could be of its time. And the, you know, the voice acting's still pretty fantastic. Frank Welker and Peter Cullen and Chris Latta. Those guys still knock it out of the park even 40 years ago. Yeah, man. Telling you, like, I'd love to see a multiversal movie. I'd love it because it would give the excuse to have weird stuff. Because you can't have and even I would agree, you can't have a whole movie, like I love Master Force. You can't have an entire movie of Master Force. It's like, there's not going to be a Hollywood movie that's going to have Metal Hawk as the lead. But you could have a multiverse Transformer movie that has G1 Optimus Prime and Bumblebee and da-da-da. And then you could have Metal Hawk on the side. And then he can exist that way. Then you could have the weird stuff. So a multiverse movie, hook me up, man. Make it happen. That way I could get all my weird stuff. Paul M. with the $2 super chat. Do you follow the Street Fighter tournaments? Not really. I follow some of the really good Street Fighter players back in the day professionally. They have YouTube channels, and I watch their stuff. Like sometimes oh god, his name escapes me right now. The one who lost to Daigo. He has a YouTube channel, and he'll just play random matches online against people, and you'll get to see just, you know, 35 years later, and there's still people perfecting Bison and Blanca and Zangief after all these years and beating top tier tournament fighting people. So I still pay attention very much so to the fighting game scene religiously, because I was a big part of it back in my youth. And I miss arcades. Oh God, do I miss arcades. That's the one thing that is such a product of its time, unfortunately. Lizard Sphere X, as far as multiverse stories go, I do a story of Optimus Prime trying to survive his journey through the multiverse. Multiverse thinks sliders, but then he'd have to change his... then you'd have to... see, I got an idea there. With the Autobots and them going against alternate Optimus Prime. What you could do is like Quantum Leap. Do it like this. Optimus Prime, G1 Optimus Prime, is quantum leaping to different continuities, and he's waking up as those Optimuses in those universe. So you have G1 Prime, and then he wakes up, and now he's in Armada Optimus Prime's body, and he has to lead the Autobots, not knowing what's going on in the Armada world. Finishes Unicron, that's done. Quantum leap again. All of a sudden, he's in the animated universe. Now he's animated Optimus Prime. Wait, he's not even the Supreme Commander anymore? Now I gotta take care of a bunch of like lower end Autobots, and I don't even have any control. Wait, Ultra Magnus is in charge, and he's on top of me. Wait, Sentinel Prime wasn't the guy who gave me the Matrix of Leadership? Why is he a dick? You know, it'd be pretty cool. That's a cool concept. It's a cool idea that you could do. Wizard Sphere X goes on to say the antithesis of all that makes Optimus such a great leader. Like what they did with Batman and his rogues gallery. Well, yeah, Batman will always have the best, you know, rogues gallery of all time. That's why he is DC's number. That's the problem that Superman and all of DC's other villains have, is they don't have Batman's rogues gallery. Downright Superb says Proto, has Hasbro used BotBots in the past to hang on to old trademarks? No, they haven't, amazingly. I'll just finish what you wrote here. Also, why would they create so many new trademarks they have to keep track of? Honestly, I think I have to go get that BotBots thing. I think most of them aren't even trademarked. I really don't. I think that they named the characters, but they didn't trademark them. And I always said, man, like, I'm a broken record, but BotBots should have had Botanica. BotBots has all of these plant transformers. How did they not make a Botanica BotBots? It doesn't have to be like, oh, we want our first Botanica figure to be like, true to the Beast Machines version. Just have fun. Have a fun little flower transforming Botanica figure. Get that trademark out there nice and lined up. And then Legacy in 3 years could then do a proper Botanica figure. Why was she not in BotBots? What a missed opportunity. What a missed opportunity. Gabriel, what are you doing, man? You must really love Armada Optimus Prime. Where are we at? Tom Laney, I just asked. It's either Tom asked. Gabriel, you gotta relax, man. Gotta relax. Where are we at? Media Max. Proto Mang. What female TF has the most junk in her trunk? Good question. I'm gonna go with. That's a good question. And I'm going to give you a straight up honest answer. I'm going to go with RC. Every RC toy, the way she's designed, is to have junk in her trunk. And I'm not even being, like car trunk. I mean, seriously. The only other one I could think of is maybe Black Arachne is too skinny. She has her business up high, but maybe not down low. No, I'm going to go with RC. Media Max. I'm going to give you the honest answer on that one. That's why it's called the Transformers Slag podcast, because we are uncensored on that one. Media Max. Also, Bayverse Prime seems to be overcompensating for something. I don't know about Bayverse Prime. I've always said Scattershot. G1 Scattershot. Scavenger from the Constructicons. Get those toys. You will know exactly what I'm talking about. They are overcompensating. I was in high school when I was loving the leaked designs and how alien they were. I must have missed a part of the question. Sorry. I think I got it all. There we go. Media Max, Protomang, still waiting your Peacemaker review. You're talking the TV series or you're talking the action figure? I hate that it came with the sword, though. It should have came with a gun. I know we're probably going to get a better Peacemaker figure with a chrome helmet. But I actually did not see the last episode yet. I have not had the time for it. I just finished last week Book of Boba Fett. I finished that. Peacemaker, I have 2 episodes left. So, still catching up on that one. I like what I see. I love Peacemaker. And it's funny because Peacemaker's one of those weird things. Like, I bought his original comic book when I was a kid many years ago just because it was a #1 and it was an old book. And I bought it from Saul's, it was a dépanneur. It's a French term like a bodega. I bought it from Saul's Bodega, dépanneur for us French Canadians. And it was 30 cents. He had a sticker over it. No, I think it was 50 cents and it was 30 cents was the sticker. And it's on my Twitter. Not on my Twitter. If you go on my Instagram, you'll see on my Instagram the old comic book that I've had for like 30 years. So like I have a little bit of a connection to Peacemaker, even though like, Peacemaker kind of has this weird history and stuff that's not like how the John Cena version is, but still pretty cool. I'll give my review when I finish. Hopefully I'll finish it maybe this week. I do not know. It really has to do with my schedule. If I have time. It's been very busy. Very, very busy. Michael Koo says WB has banned guns from all DC licensed action figures. Really? But this is Todd McFarlane. Todd McFarlane wouldn't leave guns out of his action figures? Really? Is that true? Could someone confirm that? Because, I mean, if you look at my Peacemaker photo that I did on Instagram, I have an Evangelion action figure from Zebek, and it had a gun very similar to the shotgun that John Cena used in one of the episodes of Peacemaker. I think it was episode 2. And I was like, that's perfect. And so I put him with the shock, and it's the same kind of scale. But I mean, it came with this silly sword. Like, just, you don't associate a sword with Peacemaker. He's a gun guy. Lizard Sphere X, I'd say Clobber would be the Junkion, Trunkion Supreme Commander. Really, Clobber, eh? Clobber. Clobber. I never noticed Clobber. Mind you, her toy is hollow, so there's not a lot of junk in the trunk there, because her only toy that she had was that Energon armor one there, which had all that hollow plastic. Wizard Sphere X, I already answered. Elves Bleed 57. If Legacy gives us a knockout, which is the rumor supposedly, do you think he will be a new mold or a retool of a pre-existing mold? The rumor that some people are saying that it might be a retool of one of the existing Stunticons that we're going to be getting, but then some people are also saying it's just going to be a brand new mold, 100% brand new mold. And it's just going to be something you look at how the RC was handled, something similar, which probably will make people not happy because they want a super show accurate transformable knockout. But I mean, we're getting a show accurate non-transformable one through our ED, Robotic Enhanced Designs. So wait and see. Still a couple of months until we'll probably learn anything about that outside of leaks. Downright Superb Proto, have you ever seen a solid metric or data of how much less modern children play with toys compared to older generations? The only metrics that I really have is running conventions. Because with my cons, we use it as a form of survey to get an idea of what the market is. And I have two kinds of conventions. I run toy conventions in Montreal, and I run video game conventions in Montreal. Retro Expo, if you want to come check it out when we start doing them again. We're not doing them yet. Retro Expo Montreal, High Score Con Montreal. Those are my two cons. We try to do them twice a year when it wasn't, when we weren't in the hellscape that is the Big V. But through those shows, I see the demographics. The toy shows, 18 and up, 25 and up, and the bulk of it, 35 and up. Everyone's having a receding hairline in toy conventions now. The video game shows, young kids. Where's the Pokemon? Where's the Minecraft? Where's, young demo? So I will say this, it's more and more as time progresses, children are not buying toys. And there's nothing you could really do about it. It's just the natural progression of play. And I've said this for years, and I think I've even said it once on the stream. It really is the natural progression of play, which was, if you had a dad who was like born in like the 50s or the 60s, they enjoyed music, they enjoyed sports, maybe they went fishing. That was their childhood. And as adults, that's what they did. Kids that were born in the 70s and the 80s, they weren't fishing. Maybe they were playing sports. Maybe they were, listening to music. But now that was the late 70s action figure boom. So they played with that stuff. When you start talking about kids that were born in late 90s, Pokemon era, early 2000s, huge video game boom, the DSL modem put internet in every single household. Mid 2000s, 2007, the iPhone is in every hand. 2010, the iPad starts to show up. Different worlds. We're going to be in a world one day where, VR is going to be a common thing in a household. VR will reach a point that it'll be so affordable that everyone will be able to participate in VR. Who doesn't have an iPhone anymore? 2007, iPhone was this expensive thing. Now, who doesn't have an iPhone? Who doesn't doesn't have a smartphone? So it's something that, the way I see it, we're going to reach a point when VR becomes cheap. That kind of play will become more common, and then that'll be the new generation of how people engage stuff. Look at what's happening with the metaverse. I don't like it myself personally. I still value the real world, but at the same time, it is what it is. It's where I think things will slowly go to, and kids don't care about tangible physical product. Once in a while, there's something that breaks out, like a Beyblade that has an engaging kind of play, or Bakugan, but in general, most kids, it's very hard for them to want to have an action figure and have imagine play. Because when you have an action figure, it's imagine play. It's pretending you're that character through that piece of plastic. The collectability aspect of it, that comes later in life. Some adults still like to pretend that they're that figure, So, and create that army. But yeah. I mean, I've seen there's a huge decline, unfortunately, but it can't be helped. It can't. It really, really, really can't be helped, and that's just kind of unfortunately how it is. It really is. It really is. It's something that, the way I see it, what the next generation, I remember I was standing in line for the launch of Skylanders Giants, which was 2011, I want to say 2012. And that same year that Skylanders Giants debuted, Dark of the Moon came out. And Dark of the Moon was when the movie toys started to go down in sales. And I remember just noticing, kids are caring more about this, games to life kind of stuff and shooters and everything. And, there was that peak moment of Transformer interest. But, 2007 movie was the same year as the iPhone. So it was only a matter of time until those iPhones got cheaper and older versions fell into the hands of kids, But yeah, kind of a long-winded rant on that one, but like I said, it is what it is, unfortunately. It's unfortunate at all. It's rumored that Oculus 3 will be cheaper than Oculus 2. Well, look, as time progresses, technology becomes cheaper and more accessible. So as time passes, it used to be a CD burner in a tower, which probably most kids don't even know what that is. But a CD burner, when it first came out in 1994, was $2,000 to have it installed in your tower. In 1997, it was $300 to have it installed in your tower. By 2001, it was mandatorily installed in your tower. So it just happens, It just happens. Gabriel, please behave yourself. Proto, do you have a cigarette? No, I don't smoke, my friend. I do not smoke. Do not smoke at all. It's a pen. It's a pen. I had to write down something later. I just remembered now. But I have all my pens over here because I was doing some editing before the podcast and stuff too, and I just remembered something I have to edit later, and I don't want to forget. A lot of good stuff. Man, we got 12 minutes left in the live stream. This is crazy. We flew today, guys. Busy stream today. But I mean, I just want to say it's gonna look good. 2022 is looking good for Transformer fans because I was worried with the Rise of the Beast movie being pushed back. I was going ooh, that's going to hurt. That's going to hurt because it's all about keeping Transformers in the mainstream and people paying attention to that. And now at least that we know we have a TV series, I hope with Paramount Plus they don't dump all 26 episodes on there. I really hope that we end up in a kind of situation where they put it weekly, and that it could create a water cooler kind of situation where episode 1, 22 minutes in commercials or 22 minutes in streaming service. Episode 1 of Earthspark'ed comes out. We watch it. We take it apart. We discuss it. We say who our favorite characters are. What were your favorite moments? And we could do that on a weekly format. And again, the good thing, if it's 26 episodes and it's consistently weekly, we cover the year. There's obviously they're gonna do like 13 episodes, take a small summer break, and then do another 13 episodes like they always do. But it's, I hope that, because we're gonna have March 26th is BotBots. BotBots is gonna be the junk food. BotBots is gonna be like, oh, you're hungry, and you want to have a good meal, but all you have is like chips right now and junk food. So BotBots is going to be the junk food to kind of hold you over until it's time for the main course, which will be Earthspark'ed, and hopefully it'll be good. Downright Superb, sorry for the TMI. I always relax in the hot tub for the podcast with a glass of wine and a cigarette. Makes the Transformer life feel fancy. Hey man, if I could do the same, I would. I think people wouldn't want to have me lying in a hot tub though, doing the stream. But that'd be pretty cool. Again, what I'm planning to do, I've been working on the game room. I talked about it last week. I want to start doing some streams from the game room. Just have a new background, new environment. And maybe even sometimes we'd have the camera on the TV, and I could be talking and gaming and taking questions at the same time. So you don't always have to just look at this face all the time. You can have me, like, I'll be playing Street Fighter, or I'll be playing Mega Man, or I'll be playing, I don't know, like right now I'm playing River City Ransom, like the Kunio series. I've been playing those recently on 3DS. Been revisiting those. What else do I want? I want to revisit some old shooters too. I've been looking into. Just don't have enough time. It's not enough time in the world. That's the problem. That's the one thing, Life is amazing, but there's just not enough time to do everything. That's the crazy thing. Not enough time to watch all the shows, not enough time to enjoy all the video games, travel the world, meet all the people, do all the things, be creative. Doing the podcast is a timely thing. Let me tell you. Getting that in there every single day for you guys, so you guys aren't bored, so that every time you open up your YouTube app, there's a brand new notification that I put out a new segment. But yeah, I'd like to do more of that. I'd like to do that because that'd be something where I could play my games that I want to play, that I've been trying to get to, and at the same time entertain you guys in the process. And I'm pretty sure some people would like that. I'm pretty sure some people would actually enjoy it. Like, a while back, my buddy Ego Raptor helped me put together a video game channel. A while back, and it exists. It's called Proto Man Gaming. You could check on YouTube. And I did a little stuff. Me and Jaws D, we were having fun. We were doing little things here and there. Ego Raptor gave it a little boost on his Twitter to go, hey man, my buddy Proto Man's doing a channel. But at the same time, like, I just didn't have the time to do it. Jaws D had to come over. We had to record in the same room. We didn't have the technology at the time. We had like one Blue Yeti microphone. Like it was a different world. We did it like in like 2012. And so much time has passed since then. But now it's like, if I get like a second webcam and I get like a decent laptop, I could probably move this whole operation to the game room, and then we could just have some cool stuff. Go to that channel, Proto Man Gaming. Just like subscribe to it, and then maybe I'll do some stuff on it too. Who knows? It's still something I'm playing with in my head. Still something I'm trying to see what I'm gonna do. Lizard Sphere X says, man, I hope we can see that Lego Optimus soon. I'm hoping we get new pieces and stronger connections. It might work for something to celebrate. We need to do something with my 1,000,000-piece collection. Well, it's going to be part of that special, again, Ultimate Collector series. So, it's going to be decent quality, at least. It's going to get the love. It's just going to be expensive. And then we'll see what happens with that. If it sells very well, maybe we'll get more. I just want like minifigs. I just want minifigs. I mean, like guys, like look at all that. Look at all of those Creo minifigs. Like an almost near complete collection of Creo minifigs. And then of course there's all that Creo stuff over there. And more Creo, you know? So I would like it personally. And I'm not a Lego guy, you know? But I'd like it. That'd be cool. Where we at? We got 5 minutes left, people. Downright superb, dude. If you upgrade your PC rig and podcast simultaneously, you could also multi-stream on Twitch as well. Use those new audiences to expand your channel. Yeah, well, that's the thing. Like, you can't see, but like I have like a little ticker in the corner that says how much of my CPU is being used every time I do the live streams. And sometimes it like spikes to 20% and I start sweating and I go like, "Ooh boy." Yeah, one day, guys, you know, it's like it sucks that I started streaming and then the Zoom boom happened and computer prices went through the roof and then it's like, "Oh, hey guys, NFTs and all this like terrible stuff that requires expensive computers to do and put up the crypto, and it makes everything expensive." And here's me going like, "I just want to just show me playing Mario, you know? I want to be able to talk to you guys and not crash, you know? Have it not crash on you guys like last week." Like, is that too much to ask? You know, I literally bought a brand new keyboard, I bought, and I went to Best Buy and I was just looking at new computer rigs, and my God, how expensive it is for a Core i8, which is nothing. i8 is like 5 generations below. And an i8 is still expensive because of all of these crypto guys. And I don't want to knock you crypto guys. That's fine. But man, is it making it expensive for me to get a new rig. Let me tell you. Tom Laney, as always, Proto, thanks for your time. Always enjoyable. Well, Tom, thank you for coming and thank you for supporting the podcast, man. All you guys that are YouTube members, Patreon people, and people who do the super chats, you are the guys that make this happen. Let me tell you something. If you guys weren't showing up for this stuff and supporting the podcast, I wouldn't do it. You know what I mean? You guys are the guys that say, "Hey man, keep doing it, man. You like what you see." So it's thanks to you guys, man. I mean, when I did the very first stream, and I was just kind of like, let's see what happens. Let's see, are people gonna like this? Are 5 people gonna show up or 500? I don't know. And a good amount of people showed up, so it's pretty awesome. The Podski with the $5 super chat. I wonder if there is a way to get Transformers collecting into the YouTube meta, like when some big channels were collecting Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh. Well, it's really the whole Pokemon Yu-Gi-Oh thing was because of big YouTubers who were not associated with those worlds. It was Logan Paul. You know, Logan Paul, he opened up a Pokemon booster base set, and all of a sudden everyone's into Pokemon cards. So it's the same thing. If Logan Paul all of a sudden was like, "Yo, bro, yo, like, man, like, yo, Transformers are the shiznit," and then like all of a sudden people are gonna start caring about that. If you take any big celebrity, and the reality is YouTube celebrities are just as big, if not bigger, than people on TV. It's depressing when you see like there's a guy on television who's the host of a show and he has less of a follower or I guess we could call it a followership or like an influencing compared to some YouTube people. Some YouTube people destroy them. So there's some YouTube people that are like as big as movie stars. And if you had a movie star go like, "Hey, I love Transformers," and start showing the toy and does a 20-minute video on his personal channel talking about it, you know that people are going to start seeing that needle move. So that's what happened with Pokemon. So just tell Logan Paul to talk about, Huffer. Tell Logan Paul to talk about Huffer for a bit, and we'll see the needle move. Andy Davis became a member of 11 months. Keep on keeping on. We appreciate ya. Thank you, Andy. Thank you for everything. And I'm going to try to get some more of those emoticons for you guys, like the Grimlock there and stuff one day. I'm going to try to give a lot more of those. But yeah, we're pretty much done. We have 1 minute left, and I'm just going to use this 1 minute to just say again, thank you to all my sponsors. Again, Symbiote Studios, who give us all the cool plush and everything. Again, if you want, symbiotestudios.com/protoman. Excuse me, symbiotestudios.com, no /protoman. There's no special link yet. Symbiotestudios.com. The link is in the description below. Check them all out. They got tons of cool stuff there. Get a Unicron plush, man. If you're gonna get one plush, get that Unicron plush. Let me tell you, that you want to get chicks, get the Unicron plush. They won't even know what the hell it is, but they'll be like, "That's cool." Put that on your couch. Yeah, get a nice shirt. I suggest again the Cat Bravo Optimus Prime one, the red one there. That one's really cool. I'm gonna wear that probably next week. I'll see how I feel. But yeah, check them out. And again, Hasbro. Go check out Hasbro's Transformer channel. Watch some new episodes. Transformers Prime Season 2 episodes now on the Hasbro Transformer YouTube channel. Be sure to check those out. Enjoy them and like them and subscribe to their channel. Help support them too. They are the creators of our madness. Thank you everyone for coming. Once again, if you want to help support the podcast, if you didn't super chat, if you didn't join or anything like that, join the YouTube membership, join the Patreon if you want to do that. Come join us on the Discord through the Patreon. One of many ways to support the podcast. Or if you want to support the podcast, check out what Symbiote Studios is doing and buy some stuff from them. Buying from them, watching Hasbro stuff helps me. So take care, guys. I love you all. It's a beautiful world out there. Be good to everybody. Be awesome to each other. I know there's a lot of craziness going on in the world. There's a lot of friction and people with crazy beliefs and stuff. But at the end of the day, we're all the same. And when this is all over and it's behind us, we'll all laugh about it. Take care, and I hope to see you at a con or something in the near future or just next week. And as always, roll out.